Lost in a torn world, full of uncertainties and challenges, with no place to call home, no parent to cling to, hold up on the bridges, sitting on the fence as the night injects her with cool breeze and endurance. She is in a world filled with confused thoughts, dashed dreams and aspirations. Homeless, not hopeless.
These guys, what they do.
Thank you, God. What is this? Sean, are you okay? God, me, who did this to you now? Who did this? Where are your parents? I have no one. Are you from this village?
child, my conscience struck a chord. You know, some days ago I was telling you of my desire. I was telling you of my desire to adopt a child, seeing that my children are all grown and are gone abroad. This child should be given to parents of good report. Parents that can train her conscience through reason to discern between right and wrong, to know what is good and what is bad, to obey the laws of God that require that all men should live in a morally acceptable way. See that as naturalists we possess this quality. We ask that we want to ask that we give us this child.
Such infant! Such audacity! My friend, sit down!
Come on! Respect me that way!
Sit down!
I greet you.
As a positivist, you all know that I stand for authority. I stand for power. He naturally start talking about conscience, the difference between good and bad. Such nonsense. Such audacity. If you give me this child, I will lay rules and regulations to follow the conduct of this child. Okay? But be rest assured, that if this particular child, follows my rules and regulations, I shall apply strict sanction. You will get out of the middle. After all, as I am the uncommanded commander.
Uncommanded commander, my goodness. Obviously, may your name belong and your reign be. Obviously, as a realist, I believe that the words of the judge are final and nothing more pretentious. Obviously, it will interest you to know that as the king of this kingdom, you are the judge. And you determine who takes the child. And obviously, I know, I trust you. I know you know I have the capacity to train up this child in a good way. So you know the positive thing we infringe on our fundamental human rights. She is not capable of taking care of the child. Our people say, what an elder sees while sleeping. The child cannot see. That's an elder tree. No, we come from the family of the first section of the community. And as such, we are best. The customs, the history, and the traditions of our people. These customs are inherent to us. They are not imposed on us. We believe we have what it takes to train this child in the ways of our people, ways that we have accepted and practiced over time.
Don't mind him. I'm not going to bore you with fairy tales and stories. We have real problems in society. This one was that my king are competing interests in this society.
Yes.
We have to think of the society first. My king, let me take this up. I will train her to be the one to balance the competing
Such imbalance from us.
We have to put the society first. That is what we stand for as sociologists.
When you rest.
So you are aware, and everyone here in your cabinet is aware that I'm the richest man in the society. We are the ruling class in the society. How all it takes to take care of this orphan child. If this child is given to me, I will train her to be the ruling class in the society and also control the society economy. Obviously, some of you tell me you want to give this child to all these peasants. After all, you all are peasants. Give this child to me as a ruling class in the society. I will bring her all to the ruling class and control the society economy. Yes, you. This is all about money. No, I won't. My daughters, hear from my people. Who among them will you choose?
She was torn apart with no room, neither here nor there, no place to call home, and regardless of the struggle, still remained an orphan.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you have seen in that dramatic presentation, the Nigerian legal system, which is represented by the orphan there, is confused, is not tilted towards any particular school of thought. Our contention or our position as Group 1 is that the Nigerian legal system has elements of all the schools of thought in it, but no particular school of thought can lay claim to the Nigerian legal system. A careful perusal of the Nigerian legal system reveals that there is an element of positivism, there are elements of natural school, there are elements of historical school, as well as other schools of thought in the Nigerian legal system. But there is no particular school of thought that can say that the Nigerian legal system in its entirety is about their school of thought. Let's talk about positivism, for example. The positive school of thought believes that law is a set of command by the political superior to the political inferior and backed up by sanction. And indeed, we have seen this played out in the Nigerian legal system. For example, in 2020, when there was coronavirus pandemic, governments of several states, even the president of the country, made laws that made people to stay at home. The law prohibited people from going outside, and there was sanction to back up that law. The sanction was that anybody caught outside stood the risk of being prosecuted or imprisoned. Now that is an element of positivism within the Nigerian legal system. However, positive school of thought cannot lay claim to the Nigerian legal system in its entirety, as there is also elements of Marxism within the Nigerian legal system. The Marxists believe that law is an instrument of oppression in the hands of the ruling class. And just recently, we have seen this played out within the Nigerian legal system. We see that the ruling class, particularly the Minister of Education, used the instrumentality of the law to oppress the academic staff of the universities, to force them to come back to classroom even without paying their 8-month salary. That shows that Nigerian legal system has an element of Marxism in it. However, since there is element of Marxism in Nigeria, there is also an element of positivism. None of these schools can claim ownership of the Nigerian legal system.
Yes, we agree that the natural school has elements of natural. We agree that the natural school has elements in the Nigerian legal system, but not to its entirety. For example, the same-sex marriage, same-sex prohibition act, or the same-sex prohibition act of 2013, which prohibits the marriage of two persons of the same sex. Now, this act is saying that two persons of the same sex cannot get married. That deeply reflects our moral values. Not just that, in the Marriage Act defines marriage as a union between a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others. That deeply reflects our moral values. So the naturalists can lay claim that there are elements of naturalism in Nigerian legal system, but not to its entirety. Because on the other hand, the historian is saying that there are elements of historical law in Nigerian legal system. For example, prior to the Land Use Act, prior to the enactment of the Land Use Act, lands were owned by village heads and clan heads. Now, with the enactment of Land Use Act, lands are now owned by the government. This shows that we have used the laws of our history even in our enactment. So there are also elements of historical school in our jurisprudence. So no school can thoroughly lay claim that the Nigerian legal system thoroughly or entirely uses their school in the Nigerian legal system.
In addition, the Nigerian legal system has some elements of a sociological school of thought. Now, the sociological school of thought posits that law is used to balance the interest in the society, the public interest, and the individual interest. Now, looking back at the NSAS protest, whereby loss of lives were lost. Now, the Nigerian government will turn between the options of either protecting and safeguarding the lives of citizens in the country or yielding to the demands of the youth. As a result of that, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad was disbanded on 11th October 2020. We can see the sociological school of thought play out in that aspect. However, it cannot claim the Nigerian legal system because there are still some elements of the realism in the Nigerian legal system. So the reality school of thought are saying that laws is what the court says, do's and nothing more pretentious. In the recent case of Friday Ewok and others versus INEC and others, where the court was given the discretion to construe the true meaning of the word status quo and taboo. Now, it was given the discretion to the court to decide what that meaning was. Also, we can see that in some other laws, that there are some clauses that are imputed, for instance, as the court deems fit. Thus, there are some elements of the reality school of thought in the Nigerian legal system. However, what we are trying to say is that no school can lay claim to the Nigerian legal system because all of them have elements. It only tilts to one school of thought at a particular point in time. Thus, the law is an orphan and will still remain an orphan. Thank you.